What's up, Fumble fam? I'm Brooke.
And I'm Noelle, and you're listening to Girls Don't Fumble, the #1 sports podcast for NFL Girl Talk.
We sift through all the football news so you don't have to.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back, Fumblers. We are so excited to have you here for yet another episode of Girls Don't Fumble. We had our big launch last week, which was so much fun and so awesome. We got to meet so many of you guys in the wild, and you gave us a ton of great feedback on how you like the show.
Yeah, it was an exciting launch for us, and thank you so much for all of our friends, family, fans that have came out to support on YouTube, on Spotify, and now we will be on Apple Podcasts, just FYI. Just one episode for now, but it was great. We got a lot of positive feedback. It sounds like our friends and family want to be called Fumblers,
yes,
which we're totally here for. We were dancing with the idea for a minute, but we didn't want to offend any of our fans and our friends.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get it. We're called Girls Don't Fumble, so we don't want to turn around and tell you guys, our loyal, loving audience, that you're all the ones that are fumbling.
No.
But it seems like that's kind of the catchiest.
Yeah.
And we're here to listen to your feedback, and if you want to be called Fumblers, we love that.
Yeah.
Merch.
It rolls off the tongue. We'd love, that's like phase 2 that we're really, really excited about the most is our merch. So look out for that.
Yes.
That probably won't happen for a while, but we're really excited about it. Thank you again for all of the support. It's been lovely, and we've put a lot of hard work in the past month. It's great to see it all come to fruition. And this is only the beginning. I'm sure we'll get better. Brooke and I have toyed around with not even posting any of our episodes because we hated our voices and all of it. But it's been great to grow.
Yes.
It's been great to grow.
We're only going to get better. And yeah, speaking of all the hard work and dedication of us as our new entrepreneur chapter, just to let you guys in on what we're going through right now, we met to start recording at 5:30. It's currently 10 p.m. and this is the beginning of the episode.
9:58 p.m. to be exact.
So we're not okay. We're a little tired. We didn't eat
Tight.
dinner, but I mean, skinny. And we have to be at work at 9 a.m. tomorrow, which we thought was early, but our coworkers informed us that is in fact an on-time start for a work day.
Yeah, I said, so are we getting in early at 9 a.m. tomorrow? They said, what do you mean we're always here at 9 a.m.?
We're
I'm like,
already
oh
here.
yeah, totally. I'm always just, what do you mean? We're always just in the conference room. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
Yeah, we just happen to be in an early morning meeting at 9 a.m. every day.
Yeah,
That's me still at my apartment.
We're dedicated right here, and we're dedicated from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So
Yeah.
Excuse the tiredness because we probably are. But we're here, and we're all about authenticity today. So
Yeah, we're always going to keep it real with you guys. But with that said, let's get started so we can go to sleep. I did want to, before we got into our stories, kind of just plug something that's a continuation of what we spoke about in our very first episode, the NFL Players Association report cards.
Yeah.
I heard from a lot of the fans, aka my friends, that they liked that segment. It was fun. So I saw a headline this week that the Saints actually are taking action after the report cards came out.
Finally.
So the report cards, as you mentioned, they've been out for 2 years. This is the second year that it's happened. And 2 years in a row, the New Orleans Saints received an F when it came to their food and cafeteria score, which is like the grossest, worst thing you can get an F on. Like,
Yeah.
It's like when restaurants have like a C rating, like we're not going to go there. And these are the like premier athletes, and you're feeding them gross food.
No,
It's nasty.
No, absolutely not. And for the amount that they get paid, you would think that that's one of the things that they prioritize. But great to see that they're actually making some changes. I would definitely throw a BF if I had some bad food in the cafeteria every day. Not how you want to spend your 9 to 5. Or whenever they're practicing. But
It's like, sorry, I can't go to practice. I have food poisoning from the spaghetti in the cafeteria.
I wonder how many of them actually bring their own food from home. They're like, oh, the wifey, she cooked up some spaghetti last night. I'm gonna bring that. I wonder if that happens at all.
I mean, probably a lot for the Saints because their food is gross and the players are actively reporting as this is disgusting. Like not even like a C of just like, oh, it's not that good. No, it's an F. I think I got an F minus. 2 years ago. Then last year, most recent year, it got an F. Yeah. So they are doing some major renovations on the cafeteria. And just randomly enough, the Saints are now moving their training camp to UCI, University of Irvine.
Can't wait for that.
University of California.
Yeah.
Irvine. Not me not knowing the UC system. So they'll be at the home of the Anteaters, which is funny. I thought that was so random because that's kind of a long way to travel just to get a field to practice on. I'm sure they had some closer, but the Saints actually have practiced a lot in Southern California. Oh, okay. They've practiced a lot like with the Chargers in Costa Mesa. They also practiced with the Rams. The Rams have used the UCI facilities. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, we hope that after this year, the cafeteria grades will be an A. I will say I don't know if it's the coach or the owner, but they went on record saying this is not because of the F- grades that we received. Like, yes, it is.
Come on.
Who are you fooling? Of course it is.
Yeah, let's call a spade, and that should have been implemented a long time ago. So happy to see the changes regardless.
Yeah.
I feel like outside of the cafeteria, I mean, I've been seeing some stadiums that are doing some renovations. I know the Chiefs want to make some pretty big down payments on their like VIP suites. I've been seeing this across multiple stadiums in the NFL. So I don't know if any of like the renovations for the stadiums have to do with the report cards at all. Like, are those two different funding sources? Not quite sure, but it does seem like the Players Association is kind of providing that format to let the players be heard, which they all deserve.
Yeah, like
let's change that cafeteria food. God damn it.
Let's get some fresh food. Yeah, it's like they can obviously, maybe they had forums before for like submitting feedback like most workplaces do, but now it's public and it's rated against all the other teams.
Puts the pressure.
Yeah. And so I do think that's funny too with the Chiefs upgrading their VIP suites, because even if that has nothing to do with the report cards, they've obviously been getting so many more celebrities in their doors than they normally would just because of Taylor and all her friends. Yep. So I'm sure they'll be really happy about it too.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to be treating their A-list celebrities with all of the respect and the care that they deserve.
Retweet. Awesome. So let's get into some more news. We actually have the benefit of recording late. We got a hot off the press update. This came out maybe about an hour ago. Obviously, when you guys listen, this won't be hot off the press, but it's current for Monday night at 10 p.m. The Chiefs have signed Carson Wentz to a 1-year deal to be a backup quarterback to Patrick Mahomes. So Carson Wentz, this is his fourth team in 4 years. So he came from the Rams last year. He spent 1 year with them. He only played one game. He was a backup to Matthew Stafford. And then he only got to play in the very last game of the season because they'd already clinched playoffs. So they were like, let's give Matthew a rest. Let's put Carson in. Doesn't matter. Poor thing. But he ended up winning the game. So he got to finish on a positive note, except for, of course, they did get rid of him and sign Jimmy Garoppolo to be their backup quarterback for the next year. Let Carson go on his merry way. But Carson's history in the NFL started back in 2016. He was the second overall draft pick to the Eagles. He had a really promising start for his 2016 and 2017 seasons. In 2017, specifically his second year in the NFL, he had an 11-2 record for the Eagles, led them to the playoffs, but ended that game by getting an ACL injury. And so they had to bring in backup Nick Foles. They go on to win the Super Bowl that year with Nick Foles. And Carson Wentz really was never able to perform the same way after that ACL injury. So he stayed on the Eagles for a few more years. He ended up being dropped by them in 2020, which then he went to the Colts, the Commanders, the Rams. Now he's at the Chiefs. The busy
guy
boy
gets around.
He gets around. So yeah, it's fourth team in 4 years, but his fifth overall team in the NFL.
Yeah. And I feel like this almost reminds me of like a football movie plot, like a star football player. They make it super far in the playoffs. He gets injured. Someone comes in, fills in for him, and they make it to the Super Bowl. Like, that's got to be tough. But I also do applaud him for being able to stay in the league as long as he can. And he's been able to, he's served multiple teams well enough. And, it's not ideal to be a backup quarterback, but
his salary last year for the Rams playing in one game, he made over $1 million, which obviously isn't a lot for NFL players, but just for someone his age, being able to put $1 million in the bank when you played for about 2 to 3 hours on actual, like a game that wasn't practice.
More than
bad.
More than us.
More than us. So, you know, we wish him the best. We hope that he does well if he gets to play.
Yeah.
But it's not bad just putting $1 million in the bank for not doing too much.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Maybe that's our next calling. Backup quarterback.
Backup quarterbacks. Yeah, we can do it. Don't put us in.
If Carson Wentz can do it, so can we.
Thanks, Carson.
No, he's much more talented than we are and athletic. In other Chiefs Kingdom news, we actually have a really interesting signing as of a few days ago over the weekend. Chiefs have signed, his name is Louis Rees-Zammit. I'm sorry if I totally butchered that. But what makes this interesting is he is a rugby player coming out of the Welsh rugby team. So he's coming international, making a splash from the United Kingdom to Chiefs Kingdom. It seems like the overall response of this is excited. The Chiefs seem excited about it. I think Andy Reid in a press conference spoke to this a little bit. I believe it was at the NFL annual meeting back in Orlando. And the reason or how this rugby player was able to make it into the NFL is there is a program called the International Player Pathway Program. It essentially allows for athletes in other countries that have experience in other sports like track and field or rugby or even football or soccer in other countries to come into this program. And he was able to participate in Pro Day at South Florida University. And essentially what Pro Day is players are able to go and kind of do these tests similar to the combine. So for this Louis Rees-Zammit man, he was able to compete in things like the 40-yard dash just to show off his level of expertise, kind of similar to those who are going to be in the NFL draft this year. So he could be a really big key component for things like the kickoff with, as we know, have some new rules going on. We don't know exactly how the Chiefs are planning on positioning this player, but excited to see some international talent coming over to the States.
Yeah, no, this is so exciting thinking that you're playing a completely different sport internationally and now you just get to go play for Chiefs, which some would call America's team. Some would not. Do we know like what is special about him? And was he one of the only players actually selected to come onto the practice squad for an NFL team this year? Yeah,
for this year, I don't know for the Chiefs specifically. I think he was the only player. But if we look back in its recent history, it's been going on since 2017, this program. They call it the IPP. There have been some other notable names that have come out who now play on the Eagles and the Commanders. I don't have the names off the top of my head, but definitely not the first time. So it's great to see that this talent can really spread across all across the league.
Yeah, we'll be watching him. We'll be keeping a close eye on Louis Rees-Zammit. We're going to learn how to say his name.
I know. Is it Louis or is it Louis?
I thought because he was like international, it was Louis, but that's just because like I was thinking about One Direction Louis.
Yeah, that's the way I viewed it as well. But
we'll find out.
It also definitely helps his case that he is very easy on the eyes.
And that is maybe what caught our hearts and attention. And the Chiefs said we only draft cute boys on our team.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, do we want to get into some of our off-season kind of celebrity headlines for the week?
I thought you'd never ask.
Our favorite segments.
Our favorite.
So, of course, it's taken us long enough into this episode to talk about the hottest news going around in this last week, which is, of course, that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were seen on the seen vacationing in the Bahamas last week. And we got a lot of pictures from them. I think we were wondering, they were so public during the NFL season. Will we get to see the same, in the off season? Obviously, we've seen him travel out for her Eras tour, but when they're having their downtime, are we still going to get access to that sweet, sweet content from our favorites?
The answer is yes.
Yes. So we got pictures of them, in their little swimsuits. They're on the beach. They're holding hands. They're laying in the sand, getting a little tan. We saw them kissing in the water. So I was just, kicking my feet and smiling at my phone. I was so excited about this. And it's nice because their breaks line up. Travis has had some time off. He doesn't go back to start practicing for the next season until I think the 15th of April. Mm-hmm. And Taylor is on a break from the Eras Tour until I think early May. So perfect. They can just go to the Bahamas and relax and enjoy each other's company.
I love it. I love to see them just relaxing in the sun, just like, I don't know. That's where I want to be, is in the Bahamas. Do we know it was Bahamas, right?
It was in the Bahamas, and I was looking into, this sounds so creepy, the exact island they were at. After saying sweet, sweet content, I need to clarify. I'm not trying to be creepy, but
booking a one-way flight.
I'm like, wait, I have to get out of here. I'm going to miss my flight to the Bahamas. Taylor, wait for me. So they were on a super exclusive, very small island called Harbor Island. It's one of the smallest islands in the Bahamas. It's like 1 mile by 3 miles wide. Crazy. But a lot of celebrities go there, I think, because there's not paparazzi. It's like a less than 2,000 people population there. So some other celebs, Ryan Reynolds, Tyra Banks, Jennifer Aniston, Bella Hadid, they've all been seen on this like very hot exclusive island. And I think Taylor's been there before with Joe.
Ooh, that is the tea. And do you think that she was trying to kind of unwrite some of her previous memories with a certain someone?
I think so. Yeah. I think there's nothing wrong with a little like rinse and repeat vacation, because you're making new memories. And if it's this gorgeous Bahamas island, it doesn't have to die with Joe.
No.
It looked like she had no problem creating new memories.
No, she
with
did
Travis.
Not. Honestly, they looked so at peace in all the videos that I saw. Did you see the one of them on the swing?
Oh my gosh. No, that one's fake.
What?
Wait, I think.
Are you sure?
I don't think that the two of them fell off a swing.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
I'm
the
pretty
internet's too good.
I
fell for it.
I think it's fake just because I just don't buy that would be something that would happen to them. Maybe.
They're just too perfect. Of course they don't fall off swings.
No, they would never. He's an athlete. She runs like 5 miles a day singing the Eras tour.
Yeah.
Like,
and honestly, if they fell off the swing, that would give me the ick. So.
Yeah. No, I think it'd be making bigger headlines. Yeah. I think it's like some meme pages. They just happen to have similar body styles.
Okay, just kidding. I got then.
We're here to break. We're breaking news, and we are putting rumors to rest. They did not fall off the swing.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Well, I mean, at least the pictures of them at Nobu Malibu, those have to be real, right?
Those I must be real. Oh yeah. So they've been having such a fun time off. They were
enjoying life.
Nobu, straight into the Bahamas. Taylor looks so cute. There's a blue sweater on, cute skirt.
Yeah.
Travis, I believe, was in sweatpants.
Yeah. Her outfit was very like 1989 coded.
Yes.
And I could just like imagine the seagulls off the coast.
God. Yes. It's
Love
like
it.
her beach fit. Oh my God. No, they were so cute. I'm really upset not that we're at Nobu Malibu often, but I'm sad that we didn't happen to be there the same day.
Yeah.
That's a big celebrity sighting.
Maybe we just start putting, a reservation maybe once a month on the calendar at Nobu Malibu.
We just go and order like
one drink.
One drink to split, please. We're just here to look for Taylor.
No worries. We'll just be here for the next 3 hours.
Just one espresso martini for the table.
Yeah.
Two straws.
Wait, is it Nobu Malibu where they give you the shaker and for any martini that you get, like a dirty martini? Or is that might be
I think they do that at the Newport one.
Okay. Then maybe.
I think that would be
getting
nice
our money's worth.
But the thing is, if I thought I was getting a shaker with extra martini and they just spread out my single martini, there's no way on God's green earth that I'm asking my server at Nobu to please bring out my little leftovers. Where's the rest of my drink?
Extra little bits, please. You charge extra for that? Oh, no thanks.
No, thank you. So yeah, it's probably good we weren't there, because we would have been asking for leftovers of the espresso martini. We would have embarrassed ourselves.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Well, we love to see Taylor and Travis just continuing to live through their love story.
Obsessed.
Love them.
So fun.
In another NFL love story, we wanted to bring you some other news with Christian McCaffrey and Olivia Culpo, one of our favorite wags, wifeys of the NFL. As you know, all of the NFL players are in their off season, and Olivia Culpo and CMC, they both got engaged to each other last year. So in this off season, it sounds like something that's top of mind for them is doing a lot of that wedding prep. And you know that wedding is going to be so good because her outfits, her house, I mean, their whole lifestyle is just so glamorous. And I can't wait to see what that wedding is going to look like. I believe it's going to be sometime this summer. I could be totally making that up, but
waiting for our invites in the mail, Olivia.
Just waiting for that. And she took it to Instagram. She did just a general Q&A with her followers, and she did like a Ask Me Anything essentially. And I think one of the prompted questions was, what is the most difficult part of you planning your wedding? And she responded with absolutely the guest list.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Don't they have unlimited budget, or you think like maybe the venue they're at doesn't let them have?
Yeah.
Assuming that's what she means by guest list, is they have too many people.
I think that, but I think it's twofold. Usually, not that I've ever planned a wedding, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. So twofold. Usually when people are planning a wedding, I do think that it's hard to put together a guest list because there are people who may be coming from your past that are texting you like, hey, like just waiting for my invite, because people are literally bold enough to go and ask the bride and groom, am I invited essentially? And they have to tell. I think the hard thing about it is saying yes or no to the right people. And it does seem like they have such big families. Obviously, they know they have a lot of connections, a lot of friends. So I think in that aspect, it's probably that part is tough for sure.
100%. And I feel like that's, like the hardest part of anyone's wedding. And then, they're as connected as they are and have as much money and it's like still challenging. That just goes to show weddings are very stressful. I wonder if we're going to get any news coming out of the wedding once the guest list is confirmed of like people that were cut, that are upset, who they
in
had
the tabloids.
Yeah.
In
like
TMZ.
Imagine it's like, like Olivia Culpo does not invite like Aunt Sherry to the wedding. Like, Aunt Sherry speaks out, tells all. She never liked CMC. Yeah.
Totally possible.
Like it could be that, or like imagine it's like one of like the wags on the 49ers, like Claire
True.
Kittle does not score invite.
Yeah.
Backlash ensues.
That would be tea, but I'm hoping that's not the case because they went on vacation together.
That's why it would be tea.
That would be tea.
But I hope
we're not spreading rumors.
No. I think that Claire's invited.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be on the chopping room.
We're hoping to see Claire at the wedding. And then the other side of the wedding difficulties is, I think like what you mentioned, the fact that when they're kind of scouting for different venues, let's say they have a guest list of, I'm totally making this up, like 200-300 guests. She might really be in love with a particular venue, but they only hold, so many people. So she probably has to do an extra bit of digging if they have a really robust guest list that they need to accommodate. So, either way, I can't wait to see it. And it does seem like overall, this couple has been very busy in the off season. They're taking vacations with their fellow 49er players and family. But also something else that Olivia is doing is she's doing a collaboration with a swimsuit bikini line called Monse.
Yes, I love them. Their suits are so cute.
Yes,
I'm obsessed.
And I think it just launched recently. She had a whole dinner party event for it, and it looked always just glamorous, just like she is. But something that makes this really interesting is Monse was actually featured in the Bahamas on Miss Taylor Swift.
Oh my God. So now this is the it swimwear line for this summer.
100%.
We have Olivia and Taylor both in Monse Swim. So
yeah, exactly.
Buy it now before it sells out. You heard it here first on GDF.
Any Monse
collabs? Yeah. Sponsor
We'd
us.
love one.
I was going to say we could do the podcast in bikinis, but no, we can't.
Not
this
for
angle.
our kid listeners. Not that we have any. I think everyone's 18 plus on our
it's an 18 plus channel. But no, we're excited. So yeah, you got the scoop here that you guys need to grab your Monse swimsuits before they sell out.
I'm definitely gonna. I've been influenced.
Same. Love. And then we have one final gorgeous, gorgeous couple love story to cover off on just quickly. We have Easter with the Earls. Ooh. So Alix Earle invited her boyfriend, Braxton Berrios, to spend Easter with her family. And they posted a ton of content this past weekend. We're even getting new content just as early as today or as late as today. So they spent Easter in the British Virgin Islands, which is deep off the coast of Florida, kind of around Puerto Rico, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
One of those.
In the Caribbean.
I can't try to pretend like I know anything about geography on the podcast. We need to cut that out. But anyway, she posted a ton of stuff on her Instagram. They had a huge yacht, super nice, very luxury, decorated with Easter, just decor. They had an Easter egg hunt with her little siblings. It was so cute. Alix had a video of them just running around the yacht. And then it was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if she said relatable, but like the real side of like Easter with the Earls. And people are like, well, you're on a yacht. Like, I don't know how relatable this is. Yeah. But it was so cute. And I think the like relatable part that she was getting at was that her two siblings got basically in a screaming match over finding these Easter eggs, and they were just absolutely yelling at each other, and like her little brother Thomas was like full pitch screeching at the top of his lungs because he didn't get like this egg, which was really, really cute. And then I think Alix just posted more videos and pictures of her and Braxton. They went snorkeling. They look so good. They look so happy. They've been together for about a year now, so things are looking really positive and happy for them.
Yeah, things are developing for them. I love the piece on, is that actually relatable, even though you guys are on a 50-foot yacht or whatever it is.
Yes.
But definitely can relate to the screaming match with your siblings. I remember those days when I was younger with my brothers. So totally relatable. And I do think that Alix Earle, she does have, outside of this yacht, and I'm like so happy for her because I definitely would love that in my life. You know, she is an authentic person. She always will show like, this is me with the beauty filter on versus not. So she is she is relatable at the end of the day, which we love.
Yes. Love her so much.
And outside of her on this vacation during Easter, it does seem like back in Miami is having a great time. Before this trip, her and Braxton were seen at Ultra Miami. So for any of you rave girls and boys out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is Miami Music Week. They were having a blast. A part of that festival weekend, it rained a lot, and it actually was canceled on Friday. And crazy. I think that the doors open a little later on Saturday. So, but they still were enjoying and having the best time ever. And it's great because Braxton will always just like kind of be in the background of her social media posts. And he's just like there and just such a great golden retriever boyfriend that he's like ready to support her in any way and have a good time. So we love it.
He's so sweet. Yeah. Very happy for them. And so crazy about Ultra being in the rain. I also heard that, this is like completely off topic, but that Coachella, they're saying that this might be the first ever Coachella in the rain.
Oh, I would hate that.
That would be,
that I make my one day appearance.
Yeah, you'll be driving up Saturday morning.
I'll turn that
in
fucking
the rain.
Car around.
First sign of a rainstorm. Goodbye. Skirt, skirt.
One day turned into zero all of a sudden.
Yeah. So we'll stay tuned on that for Noelle's Coachella
That's
debut.
So true. I don't think I've ever been in the rain. It's definitely.
I don't think it's
cloudy.
ever happened. It's literally like 100 degrees at Coachella, but rain's been insane this year.
That's wild.
Anyways, we're not a weather podcast, just letting you guys know as you make your preparations for the desert.
Yeah. Be careful. Make sure to check your weather apps.
Yes. Okay, well, that is it for what we have on the off-season storyline segments. We have not a new segment, but just a new little project that we've worked on for you guys tonight. And we haven't seen what each other has picked out for this yet. So this will be kind of a fun little live reveal. But essentially what we're talking about is we want to speak on who are the hottest coaches in the NFL right now. Who are those daddies?
Spicy.
Yeah, we're talking silver foxes. We're talking
bald heads.
Big old bald heads, gray hair, tall frames, and
beards,
khakis.
Kohl's Cash. I'm just kidding.
It's always back to the Kohl's Cash. So Noelle and I have both picked out our top 5 coaches. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see the coaches' faces. I'm assuming we'll edit that in.
Yeah,
we'll
we
figure
will.
that out. And follow along with us. But if you're a super fan, you might already know some or all of these men. And I think we can maybe just switch off. We can say our first or second and kind of any commentary that ensues.
Yep.
And then maybe we'll do kind of a poll on social after so you guys can weigh in and see whose list you agree with more.
List is better. We are so excited to share our top 5 hottest NFL coaches. Eek. Should we start?
Yeah. Do you want
Should we start with 5? We'll start with 5, right? Like 5th.
Oh, work our way up. Okay,
And
good,
work
good,
our way
good. Yeah,
up.
yes,
Yeah.
good call.
Okay. Wait, what do I have again?
Mine is really bad.
Mine is too.
So keep in mind, everyone, that it's easy to rank hot players, hot quarterbacks, hot athletes. This one proved to be a bit tricky considering it's, I won't say anything mean, but it's just, you'll see who we picked.
Limited.
Yes, the pool is limited.
But also there are so many other factors that came into play for me for these decisions. I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go with my number 5 pick. And my number 5 pick
I'm so nervous.
is none other than, he's not even a head coach anymore actually, but it's Pete Carroll. And the reason why I chose Pete Carroll is because I think he has officially graduated to like zaddy hotness.
Okay.
Zaddy hotness in a sense of, if you are looking for a silver fox who is who has achieved so much in his life, he's ready to settle down, he's not a head coach anymore, maybe he will be again one day.
He got laid off and is unemployed. He was actively asking for jobs and they said no.
Exactly. So he has a lot of free time on his hands. But again, he's taken the Seattle Seahawks to the Super Bowl. Back in the day, he also was the head coach at USC, where he brought that team to the championships when Matt Leinart was a quarterback. So I just kind of have a soft spot for this man. He's my silver fox. He's my number 5.
I'm not mad at this. It's not an obvious choice, like you said, but
it's niche.
I could see him if he retires this year, he kind of I could see him as kind of going on a boat, watching the sunset, sipping a cold one, having maybe an American flag waving around.
Yeah.
And, I can almost see it. Thank you for sharing.
I wanted a nice fun one,
Yeah. No, I'm happy to have Pete on the list. Conveniently also, I didn't realize.
Also in real life.
It's the same name as your boyfriend and our producer.
Producer Pete, everybody.
Maybe that's why you liked him. That's very nice.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Okay, well, what's yours?
So my number 5 is going to be Ravens head coach John Harbaugh.
Yes, I love that.
I just think he has a nice youthful appearance to him, although he is about 61 years old.
Well, that's crazy. But
he has sort of a baby face, and his older bro is going to be joining the NFL, of course, as the head coach of the Chargers. Yeah. So I think it's cute. It's like a little brother duo, out coaching in the NFL. I think there's going to be some fun rivalries. I just look at his face and I just want to pinch his cheeks.
Yeah, he does have a youthful vibe to him, and he almost has the same face as Brock Purdy, but maybe a little older. Real. He does a little bit, right?
It's so. Are they? They're not related, but in another world.
In another world, I think that they are.
Oh, we'll have to put their faces side by side. That's actually nuts.
Yeah, but I love that pick.
Yeah, they're both such friendly faces. Okay,
that's a good one.
Love. Thank you.
Okay, is it time for my number 4?
Yeah.
Okay, and you'll love this one. I think we've talked about him in the past and how much we're big fans.
Okay.
A little bit niche. I'm not sure if in the rankings I'd put him as hot per se, but the whole package is what I'm here for. Okay. My number 4 is Mike McDaniels.
I'm happy with that one.
The head coach of the Dolphins. We got to see a more personal side of him during the Hard Knocks show that came out this past season, and he just seems like such a funny guy. I love to laugh, and outside of looks, obviously.
We gotta be giggling.
We gotta be gigglers out here. So I think he is perfectly at my number 4 because he dresses really fun too.
I think he has swag, no?
He has swag, yeah.
Like him running. Oh, I clearly don't have the same swag as him, but him running across the field, like wearing his little sweatsuits. He's got his sunglasses on. He's got his hair slicked. Like, ooh, and
he's a big like sneakerhead, it seems like.
Love that.
Yeah.
Very good choice.
Thank you.
Okay, moving up to my number 4. I have gone with Kyle Shanahan, coach of the 49ers.
Love that.
Yeah. I feel like he's got somewhat of a traditional good look. He still looks somewhat youthful compared to his counterparts.
Yep. I agree.
Yep.
Let's
him. Go, Kyle.
That's great. Are we on number 3?
Let's do number 3.
Okay. And I hope that this is making the top for many other people who put a list together for hottest head coaches. I put him at number 3 because he is, I think, one of the youngest head coaches in the league. Sean McVay.
Good choice.
Stunning. He's just a classic hot man.
I feel like a lot of people would put him as number 1. I think he's a very much fan favorite, attractive coach in the NFL.
Yes, and not only is he attractive, he obviously is able to win a lot of games. He took his team to the Super Bowl. It does seem like he has a lot of connections with other head coaches. I know that he has been on staff at the same time as Kyle Shanahan and Zach Taylor, the head coach of the Bengals, and even Brandon Staley back in the day.
All right. I mean, yeah, true. I think that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I will co-sign that.
Thank you. That's a good one.
My number 3 kind of takes it in a different direction than the traditional Sean McVay choice.
Okay.
This might be a surprise to some. Mike Tomlin of the Steelers.
Scary, but attractive in that sense.
He's got some crazy eyes in some of his interviews. I think he's got the wild side.
And loves to walk away mid-interview.
And I love that. Like, don't do things to make other people happy. You do you, King. And I just feel when I'm watching him coach his team, like, again, we talked about before, the Steelers' super tough team. He is kind of the tough man in charge of the team.
Yeah.
He's got his sunglasses on. He's got his hat. He always looks very serious, very just like powerful man with a clipboard. So
yeah,
I think the whole persona is what sealed the deal for me. And yes, I will be putting him as my number 3 spot, Mike Tomlin. Thank you very much.
I don't hate that. He is intimidating, and a lot of times, sometimes the intimidating aspect of guys is the hottest, and it's like, oh, you're so mysterious with your sunglasses and your hat on. What are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
What plays are you playing next?
What are you saying in your little microphone? Speak up.
That's a good one. Awesome. Okay, and my number 2.
Getting towards the top here.
Getting towards the top. I kind of toyed around between number 1 and number 2. I have him at number 2, and I feel good about this because this man is a little bit of a full package. He does he is the full package, okay? Not the other one. Yeah. I don't know about his package.
We don't know about his package.
We do not know, but
is the full package.
He is the full package, and I mean that in a sense of it is DeMeco Ryans. He's the head coach on the Texans.
Hot.
As you know, maybe about 2 years ago, Texans weren't even in the conversation to make the playoffs, win games, period. But now he is the head coach leading none other than star QB CJ Stroud. And I think they have such an awesome thing going for them. And I've seen some really great pictures of him online with like his muscular tight shirts on.
I've seen those pictures too.
On the sidelines.
He's got some biceps on him.
He does.
Yeah.
So he's at my number 2.
Yeah, he's cute. And he seems like very young in comparison to the rest of the men that we've put in the coaching portal. That's a good choice.
Thanks.
I'm feeling good about my number 2 choice as well. I do think a lot would consider him as very like traditionally attractive. And we, of course, are talking about Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur? Matt LaFleur of the Green Bay Packers.
Love
and he also is another youngster. Probably. Let me Google his age. Matt LaFleur age.
Is he a new head coach? He's newer, right?
I think he's been coaching the Packers since 2019.
Okay.
He's 44. Same age as Kyle Shanahan. Now I just have ages pulled up. Sean McVay, 38. That might be one of the youngest head coaches. Mind if I Google that real quick?
That makes sense. Yeah, he's a good looking man. He also is a fellow kind of scruffy face, kind of chiseled jawline.
Yeah, he's got like
traditionally good looking guy.
Like a tall, dark, and handsome, I think.
I love that.
This is not an easy thing to answer. We'll have to follow up on who the youngest head coach is. I can't find it. Anywho, okay. Is it time for number one?
It's time for number one.
Oh, the big reveal. Hottest coach in the NFL, according to Noelle.
The hottest coach in the NFL for me is the head coach for the Jets, Robert Saleh.
Saleh. I think.
Robert Saleh. And the reason why I think this man is hot, I have to say it's with a caveat. It's when he has a beard.
And that's a lot of men.
Yes. He's normally bald, and sometimes he doesn't have a scruff or any beard. That look, not a big fan of, but the bald looks good on him. I'm not usually a big, not very attracted to baldness, but he has this aura to him when he has that scruff on the sidelines. He's talking down to Zach Wilson.
He's making Zach Wilson cry. Yeah. It's like, where's Aaron Rodgers? You small little man. Just kidding.
He's super tan. He seems like a family man. So I have him at number one. I know it's probably a little bit, it's not traditional, but he's so good looking to me.
I think that this is a really good choice because I look at pictures of him and I think that man could easily be in Hollywood. Yeah. And you just can't say that for every head coach on the NFL. You just can't. And so I think that it's a really good choice. The bald head, while it doesn't work for a lot, I think works for him. And with the beard, as you mentioned, very good look. He also has like such an edge about him. I think he's gotten mad in some like press conferences and he's not afraid to show his frustration. And I kind of like that energy. Like I don't like when coaches are so like, oh, that's okay, you'll get him next time. I want him to be yelling, and I think that's what he does. And so he brings that good kind of fiery energy that we need from a head coach in the NFL. So I think this is a really good choice. I think he looks like Vin Diesel, but I just can't decide if that's just the only other like bald man that but like he looks like him without the beard, to confirm.
Yes,
with the beard, he's a whole new man. He's on the cover of Vogue.
Yes, 100%. He's my number one.
I like that.
Brooke. Let's hear it.
My number one, this was an easy choice for me because I'm obsessed with him. It's, of course, going to be Mike McDaniel on the Dolphins. And I love that My Sweet King was the only one to make both of our lists.
Yeah.
And as we already talked about, he's so funny. He's got a lot of swag. If you look up Mike McDaniel young, he was a very good looking man.
Yeah, he had ear piercings.
He had ear piercings. He had a little bit of an edge to him. He's gotten so skinny. I feel like the stress of being a coach has really aged him a lot, actually.
Yeah.
He's aged a lot in the last like 5 years. And, it seems tough what he's doing. But I also think he's built such a great culture with the Dolphins and has been, really successful so far. So I love what he's doing. I just think he's an absolute cutie pie. And he is definitely my number one for looks, swag, and humor.
I love that.
Number one.
That is such a good one. I feel like he has probably made the list of top hottest NFL coaches. Mm-hmm. So you're not wrong about that. That's why he was definitely on mine. He just seems like such a funny guy. I know I keep saying that, but like I would love to go to dinner with him. Not just
same.
Maybe we'll go together.
Stop coming for my man. What are you doing asking him out on I would like to go to dinner with you, Mike.
Okay, fine.
We can both go. He could be a guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd accept.
He has the Riz.
He has the Riz. Okay, well we can post that. We can have people weigh in and tell us their hottest coaches.
Yeah.
If they disagree with any of our selections or if we've missed anybody, let us know.
We may have. I'm really curious to see what the response is going to be from this. This is such a good segment.
I love it. We'll be doing hottest other positions too, but had to start with the coaches because of, well, we saw the picture of all the coaches at the Orlando conference, the league meeting, and we were like, That's a fun looking group of men. Let's talk about it. Let's unpack that for a second.
Lots of Hawaiian shirts, lots of khakis.
Yeah, lots of just men in Orlando, to be honest. It was such a fitting location for that photo.
Very, very true. Awesome. I think that's all we have for today's episode.
Woo!
It is now 10:50 p.m.
It's time for bed, everybody.
You guys, it's time for bed. My dog has already put himself to bed.
Oh.
We're so excited again to have you guys as listeners. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, and follow on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Rate us on Spotify if you wouldn't mind.
Rate us on Spotify. For our next episode, we'll leave it as a surprise because we might be doing something a little different that we've never done before. So we'll leave it at that.
Oh my gosh, we love a little mystery in our lives. Got to keep you guys interested somehow. All right.
That's all we have, guys.
Well, good night, everybody.
See you next time.
Bye.